Would you like to free up some extra space in the cabinets in your RV?
Would you like to make cleaning it just a little bit easier? If so, stay tuned. We're going to show you how. Hey y'all, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jimmy.
We are FindUsCamping. If this is your first time joining us, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your viewership.
If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Today, we are going to show you a couple ways that Lisa cleans our RV with just a little bit of water and no chemicals.
And how I store what I'll be using to clean, taking up minimal space, which frees up cabinet space in your RV, which, as we all know, cabinet and drawer space is at a premium when you have to combine everything you own to a very small area and hit the road with it.
From 2,000 square feet to 400 square feet.
Stay tuned. We're going to show you how we make it work. As you all probably know by now, I am Lisa with FindUsCamping. What you may not know is that I'm also an independent sales consultant for Norwex. There'll be a link below under the video that you can click on and check out the Norwex products. But in the meantime, you may be asking yourself, what is Norwex? And I had the same question. We met a lady and her husband, Stephen and Sharon Tyler, at the Hershey RV show. They were at a vendor booth and they had their Norwex set up, and I had never heard of it. So they were given a demonstration on how to clean your windows streak-free, no matter what's on them, with just these two cloths and water. No chemicals at all. I'm going to be honest, I didn't believe that it would work. Jimmy is a window fanatic, especially in the vehicle, so he really didn't believe it would work.
I still didn't believe it.
So we talked to them and they gave us a demonstration and we took it all in and we went back to the RV that night. And of course I got on Facebook and I started asking all my people, who's ever heard of Norwex? Do you use it? Do you like it? Is it great? Is it bad? Is it real? Does it work? I got an overwhelmingly, surprisingly, yes, 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 use it, I love it, love it, love it. So we went back the next day with the intention of buying this set of cloths that they were using to clean the windows with. We ended up leaving with much more, and within 6 weeks, I became a consultant for Norwex because I believe in and love their products. So I want to give you a little bit about what Norwex is, and then I'm not going to do a full cleaning of this room, but I'm just going to do part of it so you can kind of see what products I use to do what. And then probably later on we'll do another video where we might do like the bathroom, stuff like that. But I feel like this kitchen living room is the best area to give you the best demonstration of the most products and show you how little space they actually take up, because in an RV that's important. So just to kind of give you a visual, what we used to have in our camper, and I haven't given up paper towels completely, so I don't want to make it sound like I have, but we do use fewer of them. But we had paper towels, and we had your multi-surface cleaner, and we had window cleaner, and we had these disinfecting wipes and furniture polish and wipes that I cleaned the stainless steel appliances with. So I'm sure we're all addicted to any or all of these products. The thing that was really a shocker for me was that most of these products, like these wipes and this multi-surface cleaner that most of us use on our countertops and places that we sit food and prepare food, if you read the fine print, they usually say something like, if you're using on food areas, rinse or wipe with water before using for food. So that kind of stuck in my mind, and it was something that Sharon had talked to us about when we were at their booth that day. A lot of these kill the bacteria, but they leave it sitting on the countertop, which still is kind of disgusting. And then if you've got to use this and then go behind it and wipe it up with water, it kind of sounds like you're doing it twice. So I've traded all of these in, as far as cleaning goes. I still use paper towels for food and such, for these products here. This bottle is just water. It's just easier if I have it in a bottle in the camper than, you know, trying to use the sink. Water sometimes is at a premium as well. So I use water for everything. This is a rubber brush. I'll show you how we use that. This is my dusting mitt. These are the cloths that we're going to do the windows with. You can't, I mean, it's not just windows, but glass, mirrors. I do the glass over my stove top, my refrigerator front. This one is the one you use to wash with. This one is the one you use to dry and polish with. You don't have to have both of them, but if you want that streak-free shine, then you're going to want to use the polishing cloth. And this is the mopping system, which you use this dry, really soft mop pad to basically sweep the floor and pick up dirt. And then this one you use wet, so instead of mopping. So this will replace your broom and your mop and bucket of water. I do still have a broom because we have the patio on the back of the toy hauler, and it's got that sandpapery finish to it. So it's not real conducive to running something like this over it. It just snags on it really bad. And to be honest, we really don't use the broom on it either. We have a small electric blower that we use for that. But let me give you one more little piece of information about Norwex. Norwex, the gist of it is it's a microfiber cloth. So this is an EnviroCloth, and if you'll notice, it says backlock. So what that means is traditional microfiber is the fiber itself is the size of a human hair split 6 ways. So microfiber that you pick up at any Home Goods, Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, Family Dollar, Walmart, wherever you're getting them, that's what makes it so that they are qualified as microfiber. Norwex is the equivalent of a human hair split 200 times. So the fiber is much smaller, making it easier to get into the tiniest cracks and crevices and pick up the dirt and the germs. Also woven into their EnviroCloths, or any of their products that have that backlock tag that say backlock on them, any of them have silver woven in when they are made. And I didn't know, a lot of people do, but I did not, that silver is an antibacterial. So what that means is when you use this cloth, you're going to wet it, wring it out, fold it like I have this one folded in half and then in half again. So that gives you this cleaning surface, flip it, this side, open it up, and again, you've got the same amount of sides. So you have, instead of a roll of paper towels, you can do multiple windows. I did all the windows at my house inside and out with just these 2 cloths and a bucket of water. But furthermore, when you're done with it, you're going to go back to the sink, you're going to rub it together and run it over, rub it together under running water. You're going to wring it out, and you're going to use that same tag that tells you it's got backlock to hang it up somewhere, wherever makes you happy. But you're going to hang it up and it's going to dry. What it's not going to do is grow bacteria and start to smell like so many of your cleaning cloths, dish cloths, that kind of thing. You know, they get that odor because they have bacteria on them, and then it just grows. So it's not going to do that. It's going to hang and it's going to dry. And then the next time you need it, it's there. All you got to do is wet it and start it over again. So any of their products that say backlock, that's what they're all about. So instead of having a cabinet full of all of these chemicals under your sink, the way, like in my kitchen, the way mine works is I have command strip hooks. So when I'm done with my cloths, I hang this one here, and they're not taking up any space in the drawer. They're not taking up any floor space. They are taking up no space at all. I shut them, and then when I need them again, here they are. The dust mitt is the same way. Everything has a loop on it. So the dust mitt I have in a cabinet, but I have hooks on the back of that cabinet where we hang our keys, and I just hang this on that little hook in the back. So it literally sits flat up against the wall and doesn't take up any space either. And my mopping system, I have a command strip that will hold a...
We like command strips.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody in the RV community likes command strips. So I have the one that's the little hook. So it grabs it and it hangs on the wall like this. What I do is turn mine this way, and I put this pad up against it, and the pressure of that holds these together. So they take up however much space, you know, that takes up on the wall, and that's it.
If you don't have command strips, you need to get some.
Yeah, so we use them for everything. This doesn't just have to be used as a broom or a mop. It can be used to clean your walls, dust areas that you can't reach. This is a smaller mop. There is a bigger one that I have in the house, but for the RV, this one's better because the spaces are much smaller in an RV. And then I use my rubber brush. This isn't a must-have, but it's a must-have for me. when you're done sweeping, you're going to have that dirt and dust. And since this isn't one of those products where we're going to rip this off and throw it away, we're going to keep using it, which is better for the environment. I'm going to hold it over my trash can with my rubber brush. I'll just go across it and it'll knock all that dirt off.
That brush is multi-purpose. Also
a great tool for pet hair. Not so much a problem on the leather couch, but like on my comforter, on my dog's bed when she's with us, that's in, you know, normally it's here and it's in the floor, on a sweater, on your clothes, whatever. It just goes across, you know, you go across it like that and it just rolls the dog hair up. So I love this, and I would have never thought it would be one of my favorite products, but it actually is. So I'm going to give you a couple of quick demonstrations of all of these products. I've showed you how we store them and they don't take up a whole lot of space. I'm going to start, I guess, with the dust mitt. I'm going to start at the top and work down. So maybe...
Is anybody using any Norwex?
Yeah. Are you using Norwex? If so, what is your favorite product? Because I didn't think this would be my favorite product, but it ranks right up there with just the standard EnviroCloth. So I'm going to show you for the mop. Another little thing is this little rubber ball that's on the end of the mop is also good for scuff marks on the floor. I don't really have any on this floor, but in the kitchen in my house, where I have a lighter colored floor like this, you know, you get the black scuff marks, you just turn it over and rub it on the floor and it pulls them right up. So that's a bonus. They say to put this even with your chin. So it's just a twist that way. So you're gonna bring it up even with your chin, and then this just twists in place to lock. So it doesn't matter how tall you are, how short you are, it'll telescope and work for you and what works for you. So when you're doing things like your walls, there is this little lock here that you can flip up. So right now it pivots this way, it pivots this way. And when you're trying to do walls, you don't want it to flip on you. So you flip this little lock up. Now it will go this way, but that's it. It doesn't go any other way. So you lock it in place and you come across here and you can just do any of these areas up here. You can get in here on the wall. Anywhere that you're gonna have cobwebs, dust bunnies, especially if it's sitting for any period of time, there's things that you just can't really reach very well. This makes it so much easier. So I don't know what that is. It's got the paint off the wall back there. But... And again, there is a bigger one in the house, but this one just works so much better for doing the small spaces. So I would go along the whole, you know, all the slides, all the walls, and then I would set this aside. Okay. Again, I'm not going to do the whole thing today, but just to give you some idea of what you can use it for. Then I would use my dust mitt. The dust mitt is really soft. Mine's kind of stained because I've had it for a while. If it ever stops picking up, it's mostly a static thing, so you can just kind of rub it against itself to build up some static. And then you can go across anything because you're not putting any polish or waxes on it. It's safe for everything. So you can wipe off your TV, the top of the TV. You can wipe off the shelf back here underneath the TV. And I just give it then the once over for everything I can reach. Anything I couldn't reach, then of course I did with the mop / broom. But anything I can reach, I just go over it with my dust mitt. So all these little cracks in the cabinets, the tops of the doors, anything like that, I'm gonna do with my dust mitt. The beauty of the dust mitt is if there's big things on it, you can either sweep them off like this into the trash can, you can use the rubber brush, or most of the times I just hang it outside the door and give it a real good shake, and if the dirt falls on the ground, and then I hang it back up. Then I would start wiping things down. We brought out a bucket of water because I don't have water hooked up right now because we're at home. But just like it would be if you had running water, you're just gonna get it wet. Wring it out and go to town. I use it to wipe off all my counters, any cabinets that get, you know, smudges or whatever on them, dirty handprints, and it's just as simple as that. Just wipe everything off. And it's picking up all the dirt, it's picking up the bacteria. I don't have to worry about coming back and wiping it once we're done because I'm leaving chemicals behind. I'm not leaving anything behind. it's just clean. It works really great on any of that. I use it in other parts of the camper too. I use it in the bathroom. I'm not going to go over bathrooms today, but maybe we can do another video on that. Comment below if you're interested in seeing how we clean the bathroom, because there are some different things we use for that. Real quick, I'm going to do, I hope it's going to show up on the video, the glass door to the garage. Not sure if you all have met Daisy yet or not, but she's our black lab, and she likes to draw with her nose on the window. So the streak-free, just water and a cloth. There's a big smudge up here. You might be able to see. I guess that's from somebody's head. You literally just go over it with your wet cloth. And then you come back with your polishing cloth. And what this is going to do is keep it from streaking. It's going to get the water. It's just going to dry it off really nicely.
And for the guys, I do use this on my truck windows. It does work very good. I don't use Windex and paper towels anymore. I don't use newspapers, none of that. This is what I was skeptical about.
So there's the top half of the door, and that's just the inside, not the outside. And I'm sure there's a bunch of marks on the outside too. But you can see I didn't have to use any chemicals, just water and this one cloth. That mark is on the outside.
Now the birds may fly into it.
So yeah, so then we'll just pretend, for video's sake and not drawing it on too long, that we had just wiped down all of our counters, cleaned the windows, cleaned the mirrors in the bathroom if there were any. Then to clean up our cloth, normally the water would run, so we'd be rubbing it together like this under the water while it was running. Since I don't have running water in the camper, we're gonna do it like that right now. I'm gonna fold it, I'm gonna wring it out. And then I would just open it up, grab the tag, hang it here, shut the door, and finish with it. Yeah, we can do that. We will do, you also can use it, they're not really dirty, so it's not gonna show up really well, but you can use it on your stainless.
It's not dirty because she's already used it.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of little ones riding with me, so I don't have a problem with that much anymore. But the same thing. Just gonna wipe it off and then come back with the polishing rag, get the rest of the water off.
It's a little bit cleaner than it was. It was
still,
already clean.
It's still wet. So there you go. So that was that. No stainless steel wipes. No multi-purpose cleaner, nothing fancy like that. Jimmy really loves this butter demo, so we'll do this real quick, just for fun, for those of you that are skeptical
you can
about
open up a paper towel and use the cleaners.
The glass. So, you know, of course, butter or anything greasy is always the hardest to get off of a window. So,
Do it over here.
So we'll do it on our stove top, because let's say you've been cleaning with grease. So there's your butter, right? And we all know what a nightmare that is. And of course, normally you're going to use a paper towel, and it's going to smear it all around. And so then you're going to get another paper towel, and you're going to spray some window cleaner on it. And you're going to wipe it some more. And now, if you do it properly, because this is an area that food might touch, you're going to get another paper towel or get some kind of cloth out and wipe that off with water to get the chemical residue. But there is still a lot of streaks from that greasy butter. So with the Norwex cloth, we're just going to wipe that butter right off. No chemical, just water. Wipe it again, the other side. And then we're going to come behind it with our polishing cloth.
All clean.
So, this is a little tricky. I didn't get that area right there real good with the buttons. It's always hard to get in there. There we go. So, streak free, no paper towels, no chemicals, all done. rinse my rag out, hang it up, and all is well. Lastly, we can do the floor. When you sweep with the Norwex mop, you do it in more of an S motion because you're not sweeping it into a pile like you do with a traditional broom. So what is great about it is it, oh, let me unlock that. A lot of people that have back problems and the push-pull of a standard broom or mop is bad for them don't have as much trouble with this. So this will get up in a lot of the corners. I like it because it'll get under my slide, so I can drag that edge under the slide and pick up the dog hair that tends to, congregate there. You're just going to come and do the S motion. So you're going to go back and forth. Now, there's a couple different solutions when you get to the end of your area that you're mopping. Let me have that. First is you're going to want to get rid of anything that's on your mop. If there's any dog hair, it's not too bad, but there is some here. And you just run this brush down it over the trash can. And you can see that it's going to let go of most of the big stuff. So it's going to collect there in your trash. The other option, if you end up with a pile of dirt, which I have a couple dead ladybugs down here that didn't stick, is to then come back with your EnviroCloth and just pick those up. Oh, missed the ladybug. And then you can shake him in the trash can, and then he's going to go back in the water, rinse that out, and hang it up when you're done. Then the next thing is, if you want to go over it with your wet mop, you're going to remove that pad. There's two options here. You can wet this, so you would run it under your water and then wring it out as best you can, which is of course an option. The option I prefer, just because in the camper, again, you don't always have a lot of running water. So you put this on and you can just step down and the Velcro will adhere itself. And that's when I use this bottle of water. So I literally just spray the water, and you need a fair amount the first couple of swipes because your pad is dry and it's going to want to stick to it. So then I just come up here, back and forth. Same S motion. Okay. If it starts sticking, a lot of times if you push or pull too hard, it'll stick and flip. It probably means you don't have enough water on it, that it's not wet enough, because then it wants to stick and grab. So you can do the back and forth, you can do the S motion, whichever is better for you, but there's not any dunking it in a mop bucket full of water. I just spray my area, set my bottle down, and move on to the next spot. Now, what you are going to have to do is, when you get to the end, you're going to have to rinse it and wring it. So you're going to have to use the sink or a bucket for that, depending on what your situation is. And you can see it's still a little wet right here. My floor is has a lot of ridges in it, so it does collect water there. But it's just water and it'll dry. I don't have to worry about the dog licking it, or if I had little kids that were going to be down crawling around on it, I don't have to worry about it being anything toxic that they can't eat or drink. So not too bad. Of course, that was only a little piece of the floor. But again, so same thing. I'm just going to rinse it out, wring it out, and I'm going to hang it back up in the back where the mop hangs out. So if you have any questions, please post them below. Happy to answer them. If you're interested in any of the products I've listed today, Jimmy will put a link for each of them specifically in the area below, and he'll also put a link just to my page. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. And I hope that this has helped you think of a way that you can use less chemicals, fill the landfills up a little less, use just water, chemical free, get your camper clean, and use so much less space to store everything in. Safe travels, everyone.